Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Swapnil Pote and you are watching Night 2.5. Yesterday a very stunning thing happened in world of chess. The world champion Magnus Carlsen lost his winning streak of 125 games. The person who broke this record was Jan Christoph Duda, who made this impossible thing possible in the Norway chess tournament which is happening now. In the round 5, Jan Christoph Duda was white against Magnus Carlsen. He played e4, Magnus replied c6, Caro-Kann defense, d4, d5, knight c3, pawn takes e4 and knight into e4, and the standard variation here is bishop to c5, but Magnus chose this very attacking or aggressive line which is knight f6, knight into knight f6 check into f6. So what this position is about, we can see black has doubled this pawn, and for this he has got this king security, because when he will castle on the king side he will get these 4 pawns for his defense, but at the same time white has got this cushion of extra passer on the queen side. So if this game goes on the end game, this is completely winning for white. So c3, bishop d6, bishop d3, and Magnus makes his king safe. So queen c2, rook e8 check. So if we see this game, after playing queen c2, here is the battery of bishop and queen attacking this pawn. So first of all Magnus has gave this check, playing the game with tempo, and you can't play moves like g6 because suddenly moves like h4 will come, h4 then h5, and this will smoothen this structure of pawns. And because white has still not castle, he can castle long, and then this rook will be on the open file. So it's very important to play h5. First he has to defend this check, Duda, knight e2 and h5. This was very crucial move. You can't play something like s6 or something, it will simply damage the structure. Bishop e3, simple developing moves, knight d7 and long castle. So now this will be battle of blood, because both the kings have long castle. So now it's like it will be a very attacking game. So let's see d5, b5, and if we see b5 move is just played once by super GM, and normally black players here play something like knight f8 and knight g6, but considering that the king has castle long, so Magnus played here b5, and Duda immediately struck with d5, smoothing this structure, breaking it completely, and knowing it that after c5 this pawn hangs. If white take this pawn, black has enough compensation, because after rook to b8 black gets this open file and this weak pawn on b2. So Duda here took the pawn on b5 with bishop, rook b8 and c4. Duda tried to strengthen his bishop with the pawn support. So Magnus immediately pushes his bishop back with a6, bishop a4 and rook e7. I like this move very much, because here the idea is after knight e5, which is a very common move, this knight attack this pawn. So what will happen is the rook will come on this open file on b2, b7, and after something like b4 it attacks this pawn on c4, which is actually very weak. So knight g3, knight e5, knight e4, centralizing the knight. Now knight covers very crucial squares also attacks this black bishop. So rook e b7, b3. Now he has to save this pawn, so he simply pushed. So after b3, rook b4, bishop d2 attacking the rook, rook into a4, giving the exchange sacrifice. So after exchange sacrifice, we will see now these three pawns are very weak. Also black has this open file to attack, so it's enough compensation to give a exchange sacrifice. Bishop f5, very nice move, pinning this knight to the queen. So after bishop f5, rook d1 supporting the knight, and h4. I think h4 was very slow and it's very incorrect move. And also the fact to note is Magnus here thought for nearly an half an hour. We don't really see Magnus thinking for so long and then playing a blunder, I guess, because this simply gives Duda a chance. Because if he doesn't play h5, then Magnus has got an enough chance, because he can simply play something like knight to g4 and attack this pawn, because we can see this knight is pinned to the queen. So if it takes this pawn, so the knight will be double attack and it's very dangerous for white. And even after like something like f3, you can just simply take this knight and he has to take with the pawn, because if you take with the queen or the rook, suppose if I take with the rook, you can fork this both the rooks, and now you will get your material back, like you have gave exchange sacrifice, and then you will have this three weakness on the queen side which you can target and win. Also if he takes with the king, then there is similar idea of taking the f2 square in the control, which will attack the both the queen and the rook, and then you have to give this exchange back. So Magnus didn't play in this game. I think what he missed was this very nice move by Duda, h3. And we can't forget that Duda has lost 3 games and draw 1, and also lost to Aryan Tari in Armageddon. So Duda is not in the great form, and then also Duda has defeated Magnus Carlsen with this streak of 125 games. So there is lot to learn from Duda. Knight g6. Now the game for black is very slow. Rook e3, very nice move. The idea is to bring other rook to e1. Knight f4, g and g4, very nice move. You can't opposaw, because if you opposaw, then this knight will be attacked, and then there will be a simply roll of this pawn, and then the game is simply over. There will be a lot of attack on the king side of black, and he has simply winning chances. So after g4, bishop g6, king d1, very nice move. And I think this is the move of the game, because now you can see if something happens, this knight controls this square of Enya, and then you have very much threats. So what Duda thought is just play king d1 and control this crucial square. And also I think the idea maybe which didn't happen in the game is like how Ding Liren played once, I think in global chess tour, that bringing the king straight to the opposite side. And I think these two squares now, like these three squares are now very safe for the king. So now king d1, f5, breaking, very human move, but it doesn't work now. So after f5, now Duda simply starts to exchange pieces. He took first the bishop on d6, and after queen into d6, pawn takes g into f5, bishop h5 check, and f3. So now queen f6. Now he is trying to like make some entries from this point like g5 and g2. So let's see how Duda defended now. Now the thing what Duda needs to do is just to defend, because he is materially up. So if he defends and take this to endgame, then he's simply winning. There is no competition. So just he has to defend well. Bishop c3 attacking the queen, then queen g5, queen e4 centralizing the queen, and after queen g2, it seems like, yeah, you can't take the knight for sure, because if you take the knight, I will like you to stop the game and see the winning move. Hope you stop and saw this. There is the mate, so you can't take the knight. Yeah, obviously Duda saw it. Rook h1. So queen has to control this important square of b1, which is the entry point for the rook. So now queen is, I think Duda's queen is absolutely great, because it now controls this central, attacks this knight, control this crucial b1 square. Very very useful queen, I think. And after rook e1, Magnus tried to, like, queen into a2, and now there are threats like, now there is again threat of rook b1. So now Duda played very important move, I think. Very the best, not the best, because the best move I think was king d1. Second best is queen c2, allowing the black to take the pawn on c4, queen into c4. And now you can find what to play, yeah, like. And Duda played rook e8 check. You can't take the rook, because if you take it, rook into e8, king h7, and there is very nice move. If I will lock again, there are very crucial moments in the game. If you want to improve, I think you must stop here and see what is the move. It's rook h8 check, king into h8, bishop into g7, king into g7, queens into c4. So it just hangs the queen. So there is discover attack on the queen after this sequence of the move. So Magnus decided to give his rook simply. So after rook e8 check, Magnus played king h7, then rook into b8. Now he is exchange up and also a rook up. So it's simply winning. You have to just defend and hope there are no perpetual. Not hope, you have to defend and make sure that there is no perpetual. Queen into d5 check, queen d2. This is absolutely brilliant defending by Duda. Bishop into f3 check, king c1, queen into f5, rook e3. We can see Magnus is trying very desperately, because now he knows the game is went from his hand. But what for Magnus is known for is his resisting spirit. He resists very well, yeah. So knight to e2 check, king b2, knight into c3. Now exchanges are taking place. Queen into c3, queen f4, queen d3 check, f5, rook f8. Now Duda starts to create his own threat. Like, now we will try to put the rook on f7, put the king on c3, and then attack here on g7 and threatens the mate. So queen into b4 check, king c1, bishop e4, queen b3, offering the exchange. Obviously it's not going to accept. Queen d4, again queen c3, queen d6, rook f7. Now Duda is raising the threats. Queen g6, defending the mate, queen d7, queen g1 check, and king b2. Now you will see this bishop is monster, and now, like, there are many threats of something like queen b1. Obviously this is, queen b1 is not winning, because if you take, there is simply the root, yeah, like you can go from king a3, king b3, then king c4, and then you have this root of c4. So it's not a mate, but do not thought of like now he has some extra material, he is exchange up, he is rook up, so he decide why not to give the exchange and just ignore the all the threats Magnus can raise, yeah. So after move of c4, he took rook into e4, f into e4, rook d4. Now you can see he's defending and attacking this c3, c4 and e4 pawn. Also this h4 pawn is weak, everything is weak. His rook up, full winning. Queen f2 check, queen d2, c3 check, king into c3, king g3 check. We can see like Magnus is trying very desperately because he don't want to lose. Even a draw will make him more than happy, yeah, now. But Duda says no, there will be no draw. Queen into h3, rook into e4, queen g3, queen d4, queen g2 check, queen c3. Now this is the rest a part of technique, yeah, and Duda's technique is absolutely brilliant. Queen f3 check, queen b4, queen f8 check, king a5, queen f5 check, king into a6, g5. Now he's trying to push this pawn and try to create some queen, but now there is absolutely a brilliant threat. Hope you stop. I think it's a tactic to win fast. Obviously this position is winning, but how you will win fast? So a5, h3, and now rook e7, king g6, queen g7 check, king h5, king h7 check. Now okay, he's offering queen exchange, but like we knew, yeah, Magnus is not going to do the queen exchange, yeah. He's hoping for some miracle to happen, but it doesn't happen. He go to king g4, and now he loses the queen. After queen e4, rook into e4, rook e4 check, because now this king has to leave the support of the queen, and this will be a free queen. More than enough you can take a rook, but fighting with Duda just a queen down is not enough, yeah. It's simply very disrespectful for world champion. So Magnus here decided to resign. It was very long game of 63 moves, and it ended his streak. Hope you like this video. If you like, please do share, subscribe.